Hey there, angry faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today in Nerd Sports, we're going to talk about underwater rugby.
Wait. Okay.
Underwater rugby, yeah.
I heard underwater and then rugby, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
These two don't go together. But no,
Is it like underwater hockey?
Yeah, pretty much. The ball is like filled with salt water, so it's negative buoyancy from what they said, and they have like scuba mask and scuba tubes, the over the water air thing.
So a bunch of muscular nerds got together and decided, hey,
Yeah, it was Germans in the 60s.
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, not one bit.
I'm willing to bet that the sport is over engineered too.
I mean,
like a
I could
Volkswagen.
send you this. Well, it's not that big of a thing, but it's nothing like rugby. It's pretty much like hand soccer, I guess you would call it. It's I watched the video of it before because I wanted to get some kind of dynamic how it's played and everything, but
Right.
it's kind of like underwater hockey, but you have a ball type deal, same idea and everything. So
the link, the link to the article you sent me, it's down because Yahoo servers are down.
I still got it up.
Like,
I pulled it up. I pulled it. I pulled it up, but I'll go with it. Cleveland Browns are in the news. Well, actually, they're in the news today.
Okay, I got it up on ESPN.
Okay.
Okay. So for those of you keeping score at home, first and foremost, I want to give props to David for finding this article because I hadn't been really paying attention today because I've been dealing with the wonderful gift that keeps on giving, and that is concussions. I have had a headache that has been building and building and building, and I'm trying to prevent it from hitting the crescendo. Right now, we're in the big drum number for the what is it? It's the 1812 overture. There we go. All right.
Do you have like a number on top of your head that comes up every time you get a concussion? Like, what was it? Not Another Teen Movie? Because I got the same guy from Varsity Blues.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. But
Billy Bob.
Anyway, so Billy Bob. Right.
Yeah.
So Deshawn Watson.
He's a shit pump.
Well, okay, here's the deal. I know our female audience is waiting on bated breath to see if I take his side.
Yeah,
Acuna Urtadas. De-stress your breasts. Calm your tits.
Okay.
Pump the brakes, Thanos. Okay. Deshawn Watson, the embattled quarterback who used to play for the Houston Texans, lost his starting job in the NFL because why? Well, He likes to apparently touch his massage therapists without permission. Now, he was traded to Cleveland, much to Baker Mayfield's dismay. Um, that story is developing. News at 11. Uh, he was facing 23 lawsuits.
20. Wait,
20
well, it's
what
24
wait
now.
I
Yeah.
know let
Yeah.
me
I'm
tell.
sorry.
Okay, so he was facing
Pet the dog.
23 counts of sexual misconduct. Those charges were dropped because the witnesses didn't want to come forward, or they and others recanted their story.
Okay.
Okay, now, do I think that he gets off? No. Did he at the time? Probably. But see what I did there? Anyway,
Okay. Yeah. Now.
haha, clever. All right, even through the fog of a headache, I can still make some kind of a funny aha. So uh he gets to Cleveland, and now this week, today specifically, there was a 24th lawsuit filed against him. Um, the lawsuit alleges that the plaintiff messaged Watson twice. The first session, the lawsuit says, was cut short because Watson had to leave abruptly after taking a phone call. The lawsuit also says that he scheduled a second massage a few days later, and when the woman alleges that Watson exposed himself and masturbated and offered no apology or explanation for his conduct. Um, shortly thereafter, she allegedly quit massage therapy. Now, yes, I'm using the words allegedly because, unlike some of the justice systems in the various counties that dot this land from sea to shining sea, I believe in innocence until proven guilty, instead of the other way around. Do I think that we need to believe the victims? Yes, we need to believe the victims at face value until, again, guilt is proven beyond the shadow of an absolute doubt. Okay. That is the purpose of due process in this country. Do I think that Deshawn Watson is guilty? I have no clue. If he did what is being alleged in this lawsuit, I think he should never play football again.
I got like two anecdotes on this one though. Not anecdotes, but references. One, I found out the reason why Cleveland Browns may not shelve him off because he gets his 46 million no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't play and they don't do anything about it, if he doesn't play, they're out like the 46 million, but he still gets that 46 million. He
Yeah.
doesn't. I think he doesn't get like a million.
I think that was a guaranteed signing. Kind
But
of a situation.
on the Yahoo Sports page, they give the actual claims. The plaintiff immediately. Let me get at this.
Now, before you go that far, we don't want to name victims.
No,
we don't want to name the
it's not
plaintiffs.
named. There's no
Okay.
there's no names.
All right,
or
good.
anything on
Because
there.
I'm like, all right, I want to keep names out of it. The only person's name that we need to know about is Deshaun Watson's at this point, because if, and I
Don't want to
say
make
if,
her a celebrity.
it's not so much that, is that if she is in fact an actual victim and he is in fact guilty of these crimes, of these instances,
Oh yeah.
we don't want to draw any further attention to her, because she's going to have to go through a process of healing and reconciliation. And she can't do that if people are blasting her name all over the media. It's bad enough that people like ESPN, ABC, NBC, even CBS is going to probably do it. Yahoo Sports. I would like to think that Barstool Sports is going to be a little bit more classy than that. They're going to use the words plaintiff. They're going to use the words defendant. Maybe not defendant, because Deshaun Watson is, well, let's face it, he's a high profile athlete and he was named in this lawsuit. So I would like to make sure that the plaintiff, at least as far as Angry Me Productions is concerned, retains a degree of anonymity. So I think
a little
going
bit
forward,
of taste.
yeah, I mean, let's have some class. I mean, most of our content is pretty crass. I would like for us to kind of retain some nobility and at least show that we're capable of being civilized human beings.
Yeah. Well, after the first one was cut short, the quarterback took a phone call and then departed in the middle of the session. She goes on to allege that Watson's second session became sexually inappropriate after Watson developed an erection and began to masturbate in front of her. Here are the claims in the suit. The plaintiff immediately stops the massage, apparently responding to a look of shock on the plaintiff's face. Watson said to a plaintiff, "Relax, it's okay to touch it." Plaintiff refused Watson's entreaties. Watson then stood up and continued to masturbate more aggressively. As he did so, Watson asked the plaintiff, "Where did you want me to put it?" Plaintiff, by this point, was in complete shock and could not speak. She prosed. Watson quickly ejaculated. Some of his ejaculating got into the plaintiff's chest and face. Plaintiff immediately left the room and ran into the bathroom to clean up the ejaculation off of her. Watson offered no apologies and explanation for this contact. He instead got dressed, paid the plaintiff $150 via Cash App, and left. That's and I got this from God. Who did I get this from? I originally, because I watched this guys for the truth and truth or false type stuff, and I want to give him credit for showing me up on it. The Rich Eisen show. I just like to watch his celebrity stuff, and this came up, and I was like, "Well, this is weird." So I listened to it, and he was disgusted. And he met the guy for the draft, and he's like, if it wasn't for the fact of what I had to read to actually do this new stuff, and I can't. He didn't go in it like we did, because he's on a radio show, he's on network, he can't say like all this stuff. I mean, every bad word has to be bleeped out. He's getting paid for hours. We, on the other hand, are only paid by one advertiser, and we don't have to have the I don't know what you would call it.
This is further proof. Okay, so not to cut you off. Further proof that lawyers are the scum of the earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Deshawn Watson's lawyer's name is Rusty Hardin. And this is credit to the ESPN article. He went on to a Houston radio show. He went on to a Houston radio show last week. And he claims, quote, "Happy endings are common in massage therapy, and short of paying extra for it, such conduct is not a crime," the lawsuit reads. But on Friday, during an interview with Sports Radio 610 in Houston, Hardin said happy endings are not illegal. Hardin has said that Watson engaged only in consensual sex and only on 3 occasions. Hardin sent out a statement later in the day attempting to clarify his radio remarks. Quote, "On a Houston radio show interview today, I mentioned that a massage that has a happy ending is not illegal, meaning it is not illegal for someone to have consensual sex with a therapist after a massage unless the sex is for pay." Hardin said via the statement, "Deshawn did not pay anyone for sex. I was speaking in a hypothetical situation. If there is a consensual sexual encounter after massage, that is not a crime nor the basis for a civil lawsuit." So a guy named Busby told ESPN on Friday that Hardin may have single-handedly lost his client's case, because I am absolutely going to use that comment because I think it speaks volumes to how he, his team, and his client think about the massage industry. So I guess Busby is the representative for the plaintiff, but Deshaun Watson's camp said Monday, today actually, We are unable to respond to the new lawsuit at this time. Our legal team has not had time to investigate this new filing and had not heard her name until today. Deshawn Watson continues to deny he did anything inappropriate with the plaintiffs, with any of the plaintiffs. As the 24th lawsuit was formally being announced, Watson took part in a Browns charity golf outing in Rocky River, Ohio. He did not speak to the media. Now, before he arrived at the Westwood Country Club, Browns coach Kevin Stefanowski was asked if the latest lawsuit will cause the organization to revisit his legal situation with him. Says, with that, we're just trying to be respectful of the process and let that take care of it. So basically, in official position speak, that is them saying, look, we're not going to pass judgment. We have $47 million tied up in this guy. And we're going to let the we're going to let the legal system do what it needs to do before we pass judgment, because while all of this was going on, Deshaun Watson was basically benched. I mean, he was, for all intents and purposes, suspended with pay. He was allowed to suit up.
He was supposed to be the starting quarterback for the Browns this year.
Yeah, but when he was still with Houston, when all of this kicked off, they brought in another quarterback. They promoted their second string to starting. And Deshaun Watson never played another snap for the rest of the year.
He shouldn't even been on the field, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, and see, this is where Roger Goodell is really screwing the pooch on this, I think. I mean, because in the past, man, he's always been judge, jury, and executioner before any kind of like legal findings or any real conclusions to any kind of like actual investigations are being made. So, I mean, if a guy who's suspected of domestic violence or whatever, or sexual misconduct, they would suspend him. Now, the player, through the players' union, has the opportunity to appeal that and continue playing until a finding is, until they deliberate on the appeal. But 9 times out of 10, the appeal is denied, and the suspension is upheld, and they just start from that moment going forward.
Okay.
But Roger Goodell didn't do shit. He did absolutely nothing about this guy. Absolutely nothing. I mean, he just kind of took a hands-off approach to it, said the Texans took care of it. Well, what about all the other players? The teams wanted to come in and suspend these guys, and you came in with an actual NFL suspension and said, look, no, you are not going to suit up. You're not going to play. You're not going to be anywhere near a football field, blah, 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 blah. And you're not going to reinstate these guys until after the investigation has been, concluded.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I think Deshaun Watson just needs to, he needs to man up. So, I mean, with 24 accusations, obviously there's some kind of truth to this. So he needs to, figure out where his priorities are. And by that, what I mean is that he needs to figure out, okay, if I'm going to get massages, I'm going to go to a team approved massage therapist, and i.e. the physical trainer. And, as they record all of that crap, it's usually done by a male, do what you need to do to remove yourself from these types of situations. I mean, if you're out there preying on your massage therapists and you're a multi-million-dollar athlete, there's just something not right about it. I mean, something about it doesn't pass the sniff test. And I'm not necessarily assigning blame to the plaintiff. I'm not. And I'm not necessarily assigning blame to Deshaun Watson solely. Do I think that there is some some kind of fuckery going on in this, in the background? Yeah, absolutely. Is there something that we're not being told? You better believe it.
If the allegations are actually true,
Yeah.
I hope they take that $46 million, and he's
They would be
actually.
hard pressed. They would be hard pressed. Now, I mean, if he's guaranteed that money.
Oh no, I hope the
Let me
victims get the money.
let me finish.
Okay.
Because that $46 million has got to come from somewhere. Okay. The owners are just not going to pony that up. Okay. And neither is the NFL. What I think needs to happen is that and this is a slippery slope. I don't want to create a sentence before there's been a judgment. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if the allegations are true, I think that if not the 46 million, I think that at least a couple of $1 million needs to be ponied up by Deshawn Watson to create a panel or a symposium, or at the very least, the NFL needs to be proactive. Well, now it's too late to be proactive.
Yeah,
The
they kind
NFL
of
needs to
already
be
fucked up.
reactive. They need to be reactive because whenever you're a rookie, you go through a financial responsibility course, you go through a gambling course, you go through all these different courses like social presence, blah 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 blah. I mean, you're basically taught how to stand in front of a camera and how to conduct yourself.
Yeah.
Now, they need to have a sexual misconduct conference or class.
I think they do, but I don't think they listen to it honestly.
Then
And it
there
sounds
needs
like
to
they don't.
then there needs to be something, no pun intended, but there needs to be a stiffer penalty assigned for violating the agreement that rookies have to sign as a part of their in processing, as it were, to the NFL.
I think
If
like a
if you come
probational
down
period and
at any
everything.
point during the course of your career, if you come down and catch a sexual misconduct charge, that is we'll just call it what it is, $1 million fine right off the top. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, something like that would need to be agreed upon with the collective bargaining agreement with the union, which I don't think should be too big of a deal. Call an emergency meeting and ask this to become an amendment to the current contract. Pure, plain and simple. Now, again, we need to let the law do its thing. We need to let due process run its course. Just like the thing with Trevor Bauer, with Major League Baseball. All of the people that, although the women that said that he had, conducted himself inappropriately sexually, recanted their stories. And the ones that didn't, they were tossed out because of the pure inconsistencies. I mean, absolute inconsistencies. You could legitimately and purely tell that, that these that these hood rats lied. I mean, they were just trying to get in on their 15 minutes of fame, and they were trying to figure out a way to score a quick buck. Robert Manfred, man clown, the current commissioner of Major League Baseball, decided to take it upon himself to suspend Trevor Bauer for 2 years without pay. You're going to take 2 years out of his career for what? Personal vendetta because he speaks out against you? No. Last time I checked, we still play in the United States of America, and the First Amendment is still a protected amendment. He can say whatever he wants. As long as he's not doing it in uniform, fine. He shows up for work and he does his job. Fine. He has a podcast, and the views that he shares do not align. The whatever organization that he plays for, nor Major League Baseball, and his views do not necessarily reflect the views of the two parenting or entities that he reports to. Fine. To me, it's abuse of power, and it's inconsistency. It really is. It's just absolute, pure, unadulterated inconsistency. Now, um, I don't really have a lot of baseball news, if any at all. Yeah, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that's just kind of standing out. But um, let's see. The NBA finals are going on. The series of tie is tied at a game apiece between the Celtics and the Warriors. Um, I'm going to ride that Celtics ship into the ground. I'm saying Celtics in 6. Um, Game 1, the Celtics had a fourth quarter 20-2 run. Just kind of blew Golden State out of the water. Really kind of shocking on them in Game 1. Game 2, they kind of came out and they played flat. It's almost like they came in almost making a statement like, we came in here and we got what we want, which was to split the first 2 games. And that didn't really sit well with me. I think that with the series shifting to Boston for the first time, the Celtics need to come out and they just need to absolutely play at 110% for the next 2-3 games. Because if you can take a 3 games to 1 lead back into to California to play, on the Warriors court, you're putting all the pressure on them. And I just, to be honest with you, you got all these people are saying that like the only thing that Steph Curry needs is an NBA Finals MVP to kind of round out his roster. But he can wait. I'm looking forward to seeing the Celtics raise their 18th championship banner. But real quick, I know that we're gonna go ahead.
That would actually be really cool because what was the last time that Celtics actually won a
It was a few
NBA
years ago. I
final?
think it was like it was a few years ago. They won one recently. I think it was like 3 or no, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. But maybe a little bit longer than that. I think it was like 2008, 2009.
The Celtics.
Why are you doing that while we're doing a show? Rocky, it's okay.
All right. So while you're looking that up, I'm going to give Colin a call so that way we can do our weekly installment of Joke Time with Colin.
Okay. Well, the last one was 2008.
Hey, bud.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, 2018.
So, you said you got one ready, right? All right. So here goes with your intro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful. This is your weekly installment of Joke Time with Colin. All right, bud, lay it on us.
3 little old ladies are sitting on a park bench feeding the birds when a man comes by and flashes them all. The first 2 ladies both have a stroke, but the third one can't quite reach.
Oh my god. Wow, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck me.
First 2 have a stroke, the third one can't quite reach.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Bravo. Bravo.
That was a good
dude.
one.
Bravo. Yeah, way to go, Colin. All right, bud. How was your day today?
Good. Got a new bed.
Oh, look at you. All right. Pitter patter, dude.
But look, guys,
It's still in a state of assembly.
Yeah, and it's pretty big.
Hey, I look at you. You got your baseballism poster hung up already. Awesome. That makes me smile on the inside.
Right next to this.
Yep, right next to the Michael Scott poster that I bought him. All right, bud. I appreciate the joke, dude. That was a good one. I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hey, are you going to be playing Fortnite later? Because I'm thinking I might try to hop on and play some more Sniper Elite.
No, I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna really play this season a lot because dude, it takes forever to level up.
Oh, all right. Well, you have a good night, bud. I love you.
Love you.
All right. See you later.
Later.
Wow. That's my genetic code, everybody. Right there on display for your ear holes. You are fucking welcome. Oh, good God. All right. Well, hey man, I think I'm gonna call it a night, dude. I'm gonna overdose on some Motrin, ibuprofen, whatever. And yeah, I gotta take these contacts out, put some glasses on, give my eyes a rest, and just sit in a dark room and try to go to sleep.
All right, brother. But other than that, I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
And
this is what? This is episode
60?
number, episode number 60. Dude, we're gonna have to totally do a Bill and Ted theme for episode 69, dudes. Right?
Well, we got 9 episodes to do that.
Yeah, I got 9 episodes to write a skit. All right, man. Well, Angry Faithful, have a good night. Peace out. Rock out with your cocks out. And I'd say don't do anything that we wouldn't do, but
We're degenerates.
We're degenerates, and that doesn't leave a lot to the imagination. So
I know.
have a good evening.
Victory!